Kelly.
What is? Oh.
Here you go, Scott. Okay, everybody ready? Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, at this time I'll call the meeting to order, and if you'll stand for the invocation by Mr. Garber, then we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge.
Thank you, Mayor. Father, I ask that you would fill our community with your spirit of love and unity. I ask that you would help us to truly live a life that honors you, and that the power of your spirit would move across our land in fresh ways. We thank you that you are always giving us great purpose and great hope here in the city of Corinth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Tonight we have some real special guests here. As you will look above me and on the wall back here, this is something that these students designed, put together, and tonight we're going to recognize them for it. And to do that, I'm calling Lance Barker to come up here. He's a little nervous tonight because he said this is the first time he's ever had to make a presentation, so we're not putting any pressure on you or anything. Just come up and do your thing, and then we'll recognize the students. But thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you all. Mayor and Council, the city logo for the Council Chambers project and the endorsement to utilize a student workforce was started by former city manager Bob Hart. Myself and Trent conjured up the idea. So Trent, let me first introduce him. Trent Tapley, instructor of welding and fabrication at LeGrone Academy. We both agreed that it would be a good project for the students by developing a sense of community through collaboration with school. LeGrone Academy provides students of Denton County with an outstanding career and technical educational opportunity. They have over 30 pathways designed to help students enter the workforce and or prepare them for future education at college. This school provides students with hands-on experience that will lead them to nationally recognized credentials and certifications. The students assigned to the Corinth project are Jackson Spina, Angel Martinez, Stephen Kleinsheim. I messed it up, I'm sorry. And they're here tonight along with Trent Tapley. So I'd like to acknowledge them and council and everybody to acknowledge them for their efforts. It would be outstanding.
Well, what I'd like for you to do is we've got a certificate for each one of these students, and I'd also like to have the instructor come up and just kind of give us some insight on what you're doing at LeGrone and what kind of projects you do and things of that nature, just to kind of give yourself a pat on the back, if you would. Here you go, Lance. And then once you get through giving us this explanation, we'll have all the students come down here with the council, and we'll get your picture and get you on Facebook if that's okay.
Yeah, so at LeGrone, we get all the seniors for the district, and we get to do fun projects like this. For us, it's fun because it takes something different that we're able to give them other than just running basic welds. So now they get to complete a project and be recognized for it. It's the first big project we've done with another city and collaborated like that, so we're really excited for it. We do all kinds of other stuff for customers throughout Denton, and pretty much what we do.
One question I do have for you, though, is does this illuminate?
It does. It does. You turn the lights off, we can get some different colors in here.
It does illuminate. We put in LED strips. Right now they're not changed because we actually had a power outage, I guess, and they went all back to bright blue or
It's on.
Yeah.
Yes, there are color changing lights under each section, and we did that because that's the different colors of the logo. So you can make the color under each section the color that the logo is.
Wow, that's great. Again, these youth of today just amaze me in what their talents can do. And now, why don't you do this? Well, why don't the council all go down in the front there, and as he calls them up there, we'll get your picture taken and get you on Facebook.
awarded to Trent Tapley, instructor, for your stellar performance in design and creation with the City of Corinth logo for the Corinth City Council Chamber. Awarded this day, 4th of May, 2023.
You want them all together?
Well, I'll get another one.
Awarded to Jackson Spina for your stellar performance in design and creation of the City of Corinth logo for the Corinth City Council Chambers. Awarded this day, 4th of May, 2023.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Just read it. Read the file.
Awarded to Stephen Klingsheim for your stellar performance in design and creation of the City Corinth logo for the Corinth City Council Chambers. Awarded this day, 4th of May, 2023. As well as, we have Angel, right? Last name? Hernandez. And we do have to prove him on the but I want to recognize him as well, so.
You gotta get the logo on the back.
Yeah, if y'all want to scooch down. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like each other.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for coming tonight. Okay, we have a couple proclamations tonight. First proclamation is supporting National Police Week, which is May 14th to the 21st of 2023. And tonight, Councilman Pickens is going to read the proclamation because she serves on the Criminal Justice Board for the North Central Texas Council of Government. So, Mrs. Pickens.
Thank you, Mayor. To recognize National Police Week 2023 and to honor the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy, whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others, and whereas May 15th is nationally observed as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of the federal, state, and municipal officers who, through their courageous deeds, made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or became disabled in the line of duty. And whereas law enforcement officers of the City of Corinth Police Department work devotedly and selfishly on behalf of our residents, provide aid to the residents of the Lake Cities, selfishly risking their lives to protect individuals, families, neighborhoods, and property against crime. And whereas the Corinth Police Department, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal dedication to their responsibilities have rendered dedicated service to the community. Now, therefore, Bill Heidemann, Mayor, hereby proclaims May 14th through the 20th, 2023, as Police Week in the City of Corinth, and salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation. Signed this 4th day of May, 2023.
Would Chief please come down in the front and council, and we'll get our picture taken, and we'll get that out on Facebook. And thank you, Mrs. Pickens.
Already? One, two. Very good.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief, for everything you do for us.
We have another proclamation tonight for supporting the Economic Development Week, May 8th through the 12th of 2023. Mr. Garber will read that proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor. Next week is Economic Development Week, and we are so happy to have several of you here today as we read this proclamation. The International Economic Development Council is the largest professional economic development organization dedicated to serving economic developers, and whereas the International Economic Development Council provides leadership and excellence in economic development for communities, members, and partners through conferences, training courses, advisory services and research, in-depth publications, public policy advocacy, and initiatives such as the Accredited Economic Development Organization Program, the Certified Economic Developer Designation, and the Entrepreneurship Development Professional. And whereas the economic developers promote economic well-being and quality of life for their communities by creating, retaining, and expanding jobs that facilitate growth, enhance wealth, and provide a stable tax base. And whereas economic developers stimulate and incubate entrepreneurism in order to help establish the next generation of new businesses, which is the hallmark of the American economy. And whereas economic developers are engaged in a wide variety of settings, including rural, urban, local, state, provincial, and federal governments, public-private partnerships, chambers of commerce, and universities, and a variety of other institutions, and economic developers attract and retain high-quality jobs, develop vibrant communities, and improve the quality of life in their regions. And economic developers work in the city of Corinth within the state of Texas. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the city of Corinth recognizes the week of May 8th through May 12th as Economic Development Week and reminds individuals of the importance of this community celebration, which supports expanding career opportunities and making lives better. This signed the 4th day of May 2023.
Thank you. Okay, council, go down in front, and we'll have, if there's economic development people that are in the audience, have them come up here, and we'll get your picture so we can get it on Facebook. What's that? Sure. Go ahead. You can have the podium. Grady, you're always good at that.
We didn't sure make it back from Tyler today, so I wasn't prepared for anything. But well, we're excited. I think the city council is also excited. We're excited about Corinth and everything that's going on right here. It wasn't too far in the distant past. I remember going out, and we didn't have a lot in our tool belt to go out and approach businesses and whatnot for this city. But now, due to the support of the council and with the great board members that we have on the EDC, we are out stirring it up. We're bringing attention to Corinth, and I think our citizens are getting excited. I think with Agora going on and some of the other projects, they're starting to see dirt move, and they're starting to believe in that this can happen. And as we get closer and closer to other projects coming on, it's going to be a tremendous asset for Corinth. And I just want to say, our board members, we are really actively working as ambassadors. We're trying to be extensions of our executive director, Elise Beck. And as we are out in the community on our own personal lives, we're looking for opportunities, other businesses and other type. Things like that are looking to move. Maybe we even entice them when they hadn't even been thinking about it. And so we're all working, to make this city even more proud than we are. And I want to thank the council for supporting us and helping us bring the dream that we all have had for many years to fruition. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Citizens' comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Comments about any of the council agenda items are appreciated by the council and may be taken into consideration at this time or during the agenda item. Council is prohibited from acting on or discussing items brought before them at this time. Do we have any citizens? Okay. Business agenda. Item number 4, consider an act on an ordinance of the City of Corinth approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2022-2023 budget and annual program of services to provide for the expenditure of funds to pay for facilities and providing an effective date. Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Our Director of, the Director of Finance and Strategic Services is going to present this item to you tonight and answer any questions that you may have.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The item before you is to amend our current budget by $208,000. Over the course of this last year, the city acquired a property on the corner of Lake Sharon and I-35, and there is a need to do a demolition of the building that is on that property. The cost for that is $80,000. Additionally, before the building can be demoed, there is some thought that there is asbestos in the building, so there has to be a asbestos survey report as well. The cost for that is $10,000. And within that same project, the building official has said that he's going to need to put in a hydrant meter to keep the area watered so that the dust and stuff doesn't go into neighboring properties and so forth. And he's anticipating that cost to be about $20,000. So in total, to clear, demo, and do all the survey reports that are needed on that property, it's going to be $110,000 of the budget amendment that we're requesting. The second part of this budget amendment is for a total of $98,000. I believe in January, February, March, I can't remember, maybe March, I can't remember exactly the time frame, but we had an issue where the fire suppression system in the tech suite went off. There were some issues with some of the server, and we had to, the fire suppression system is no longer operable, so we're going to have to replace that. If it wasn't for that fire suppression system, then that keeps that if the servers get hot or so forth, then that does put them out so that it doesn't contain a fire and take the whole building. So it's going to be very important that we replace the suppression that we have. The cost to do that is $30,000. And with that same incident that occurred, there are some issues in our current server room. There's a lot of humidity every day. There's water still in that room. And so our tech staff is very concerned about returning any of our servers back to that system. Currently, all of the servers that were currently in City Hall are now over at the public safety facility for all the services programs that we have here at City Hall because of the unsafe conditions to put that equipment back in. We cannot leave them over there permanently because if something happens in that server room, then now our entire system is no longer operable. So in speaking with the building official who's over facilities maintenance, we are proposing taking the planning conference room that's on the first floor and making that into the server room. And the part of the budget amendment is for $68,000 that will do some demo of the existing conference room, build a new server room, add some humidity control system and thermostats, and do the raised flooring and wiring and move the wiring from the upstairs server room down to the bottom server room. So in total, to relocate the server room and replace the fire suppression system, that will be about $98,000. So again, that is the total of the 208 budget amendment that we're requesting. And with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions from council?
I do. With the room upstairs that still has water in it, well, are we going to be able to do any remediation in that so it doesn't get into mold and things like that? Or
Yeah, so we are looking at that. This was such a significant cost. Our first priority was to be able to move the servers back here because we do have some concerns of just the data integrity if something happens in that server. We presented some packages for the city manager's consideration to do some remodeling and mitigation of that in next year's budget upstairs. Right now, the tech staff just leave the door closed, and because it is really the oddest thing. We didn't have any problems within that room until everything went south with us with the, and we're still not exactly sure what started it. What came first? Is it the fire suppression system that went off? Is it the servers that caught on fire? But it wiped out all of our servers in that. So at some point, and when we do the budget, we'll come back with a package for that. A lot of these costs, and I do want to, one thing that I did forget is that we are filing an insurance claim, not only for this, but then also for all the servers that we had to replace. And so that is in process, but we needed to move quicker with this and not wait until we did receive the insurance money.
So it'll just be reimbursed once we get into the fund? Okay.
Only for the tech and the tech, the fire suppression
So
system and so forth.
the cost
not
of moving it, that won't be reimbursed, of course.
Correct.
But the
The
equipment
fire suppression.
and the fire suppression, okay.
I know I'm going to be wrong, but I'm wanting to say it's somewhere about 5 or 6 servers that we had to replace
Okay.
that were damaged with the initial incident.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. I'd entertain a motion on this item.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve ordinance number 23050417, amending ordinance number 22092233 regarding the fiscal year 2022-2023 City of Corinth budget and the annual program of services to provide for the expenditure of funds to pay for the facilities.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Catch your vote. It's unanimous. Okay. Next is council comment and future agenda items. The purpose of this section is to allow each council member the opportunity to provide general updates and or comments to fellow council members, the public, and or staff on any issues or future events. Also, in accordance with Section 30.085 of the Code of Ordinances, at this time, any council member may direct that an item be added as a business item to any future agenda. Mr. Garber.
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Holsworth.
Nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Mrs. Henderson.
Yes, sir. Well, Glenn's not here, but I just wanted to compliment him on the Public Works pictures they did. Those were so fun, and I thought it was great. So if someone can pass that on to Glenn, and also remind all of you, Dalton Council, the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast is going to be Tuesday morning, 7:00 a.m. Hope to see y'all there.
Ms. Pickens.
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Campbell.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, at this time we'll go into executive session, and we'll be covering 551.071, legal advice, and Section 551.087, economic development. So at 7:12, we're going into executive session. Yeah, we'll go back over that.